Fox Sports.
We are the Force. We are MC.
Royals baseball comes to you from New York. We will play 2 today after the rain out last night. It's a day-night doubleheader between the Royals and the New York Yankees. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and we all woke up to the news that Mike Moustakas is a former Royal, and we thought that was going to be the case after the last game of last season, but he returned and now traded to the Milwaukee Brewers.
Yep, and you were right. Back at home in his last at-bat at home in a Royals uniform, that was it. But you know what, though? Moose leaves a legacy. Nice to see what he did. He helped lead these young players this season. He did a lot. And for Ned Yost, it's like a son to him. Really watched him develop over the years. And I love what they got. Brett Phillips, an energetic Royals-type player. Man, it's going to be good. And we'll see how Lopez turns out.
And Phillips will be here for the second game of the doubleheader. First things first, Brad Keller makes his first start at Yankee Stadium, going up against one of the best in the league, Luis Severino. For the day-night doubleheader between the Royals and the Yankees. And there were no issues for Brad Keller as a Rule 5 pick. It was pretty smooth for him, first pitching out of the bullpen, then late innings, and then becoming a starter. But he had a rough patch. He had given up 9 runs in 7 innings and 2 starts, and really bounced back against the Twins.
That's right. Keller was stellar. And if you have great pitching and you execute your pitches, that outdoes good hitting every day. He has what it takes to shut the big bombers down. Because he's going to use that fastball up to set up this. Those slider, sinker, 2-seamer, 4-seamer, all working down in the zone to try to stay under those bombers' bats. Get a little run support. Could get game 1.
And he's already pitched an inning against the Yankees, a scoreless 8th back in Kansas City. Luis Severino goes for the Yankees. He leads the league with 14 wins. The first pitch is next. brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. And by Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. Find yours at your Kansas City area Chevy dealers. All that rain, and now a partly sunny sky, 84 degrees for game one of the day-night doubleheader. The Yankees took game one on Thursday night 7-2, and now they take the field with a big crowd watching here today. Here's the Royals batting order, and with no Mike Moustakas, Alcides Escobar, who's played a couple of games at third base, he will shift over there. Adalberto Mondesi will be at shortstop, and the Royals certainly will have their hands full today facing right-hander Luis Severino. 14 wins, most in the league. That's the 7th best ERA in the American League and the 6th most strikeouts.
Yep, Royals no doubt have their hands full with this young man. He's a hard fastball thrower. Now the keys to beat him: be ready for the heater. 98.1 miles an hour is his average fastball. That is the highest velocity in baseball. Defensively, the Bombers, they have Taylor Wade in left field. This is his 3rd stint with the Yankees this year. Solid athletes, played shortstop, second, third, and all the outfield positions in the minor league. Another good outfielder they're developing. Good athlete. Greg Bird, first baseman, nice target, 6'4". He's good to throw to. Has 3 big league seasons and a .998 fielding percentage. He's been good.
Here are umpires. Laz Diaz was going to be behind the plate for the night game last night, but he will be at second base. Chad Whitson will be behind the plate. Jeremy Rehack is called up. He'll be at first base. Andy Fletcher will be at third. So we expect to see Manny Gonzalez, regular member of the crew, behind the plate for the second game. Our Toyota League leaders, and Whit Merrifield is in an exclusive class in Royals history. These are players with more than one 30 double, 20 stolen base seasons. Only Amos Otis and Johnny Damon have more than Whit, along with Alcides Escobar, Carlos Beltran, and George Brett.
And he loves towing, getting his toe position for his batting stance. There in that box, it's unblemished. Nice to lead off a game when there's not a mark in it. Severino checking his defense out. They're not too shabby, especially Gregorius. They got some pretty good range there at shortstop, but he's waiting until everybody's in place, ready to unleash that fastball. Merrifield was telling me before the game, in order for us to win, we've got to be able to square that up. But on 5 days rest, you got to be a little bit strong. That fastball up above the belt will be really tough to catch with your bat.
Whit was on base 3 times on Thursday night, and he swings at the first pitch. He was ready for that fastball at 97, and he's on to begin the game. So 4 times Whit has been on base as we're just beginning game 2 of the series.
Outstanding. That's perfect. Whit said he's got to see him down. You can't really see him up because of the velocity. Great start.
And now Rosell Herrera. He was 0 for 3 with a walk in game 1. And he's after the first pitch and slashes it foul. Royals might be catching Severino at a good time. On Monday, he took the loss at Tampa Bay, gave up 11 hits and 6 runs in 5 innings. And over his last 3 starts, his ERA is 7.8. And he's given up 6 home runs over his last 3 starts.
Yeah, the slider's been a little bit vulnerable. At times it hangs. But he's been tough at home. Man, oh man.
No balls, 2 strikes. That is the best home earned run average in the major leagues. 8-0, 1.64. Herrera did not go. With Mike Moustakas being traded, that means at some point in the near future we expect to see Rosell Herrera on the infield. And with the Royals adding Brett Phillips, they added another outfielder. And Herrera's been taking some ground balls lately before and during batting practice.
It could be a little crowded in the outfield, but Rosie's got some versatility. That's really going to play into his hand and into Ned's. Like to have a switch hitter like him in there.
.98 miles an hour. That is the average velocity for Luis Severino.
You ask any hitters in that Royals lineup and they'll tell you they'd rather face a guy like Severino than a soft tossing pitcher, guy who throws, you know, maybe 88, 89 with a lot of movement, because that fastball stays straight and it's on you in a hurry. But they love the fastball. You're not a big leaguer if you can't turn on one.
Witt got a huge jump and a line shot hits an empty seat. Thank goodness.
Witt with a little walking jump. That's perfect. You get a little momentum on that last step as he goes home. Get a better takeoff. I don't know if the nets above the dugouts here in Yankee Stadium are quite high enough. They're pretty low. That ball, it still was able to get to the second row of fans.
He also has a wicked slider, and Severino strikes out Herrera for the first out. So Merrifield's at first for Salvador Perez, the subject of our Kubota Power Stats. Salvi was starting to swing it before the All-Star game, and he has really swung the bat well since. He has 14 RBIs over his last 11 games. That's the third most in the major leagues during that stretch. He has hit safely in 12 of his last 13. And he had a 2-run home run here off of Adam Warren on Thursday night.
That was a little slider and maybe his best swing of the season. Stayed right on it. Didn't even pull off it one bit.
First pitch slider, and he went around.
So a hitter goes up to the plate facing Severino, knowing about the fastball. Okay, he's geared up on that. He's excited, and then to bring in that secondary pitch, the slider really can fool him. And that's you're going to see a lot of guys get off balance. That's the reason Severino's strikeouts, not just the fastball.
Merrifield runs, and the ball ends up in right center field. Witt didn't see it right away. And that's Shane Robinson charging in from right. You don't normally see the right fielder end up with an overthrow to second base, but that kept Merrifield at second.
Sure did. Ticked off of Torres' glove. You can see Romine, the throw sailed on him. Torres was able to knock it down. Whitley wasn't able to pick it up right away, but alertly stayed there at second base. With one out, he's in scoring position. 22nd bag. Salvi just needs to find a hole he can score.
Slider staying out of the plate, and now Witt goes to third, and he is out. So he got himself into scoring position with the stolen base, and then he takes himself out of scoring position, trying to go to third on a ground ball to short.
Yeah, ball was hit too hard. That's a mental mistake. Way too hard. If it's a slow ball hit a lot less with had some hops in it, he could have made it. Not this time. A little bit excited is Whitley. Family's all here. Just ripped him off a bag, got a little bit too happy.
Lucas Duda was 0 for 4 in game 1 of the series, grounding out to first base 3 times. So the Yankees did a good job of keeping him on the ground, and that's line foul back into the crowd.
You pull a fastball at 98 like that, foul, you definitely have no trouble with that pitch.
Well, remember that home run he hit against Garrett Cole in Houston? That fastball was up and in at 98.
It was.
Put it into the second deck.
It's too bad. That might have been the last one he sees of those. Change up at 90.
Backdoor slider, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Lucas has driven in 33 for the Royals this year. 14 of those have come in the first inning. And now the crowd gets behind Severino, hoping for a strikeout, and his slider's in the dirt.
It's a good take. Severino, not anything really special as far as inventing pitches, but he's a 3-pitch mix guy. There they are. Slider, that's his strikeout pitch. 173. These guys make it look easy, and it's not.
Salvi runs, and Duda hits it on the ground to first. So again, Yankee pitcher keeps Duda on the ground to the right side, and the inning is over. Brad Keller makes his Yankee Stadium debut 1 day after his birthday when we come back. Aaron Judge hit on the right wrist by Jacob Junis. Our University of Kansas Health System injury report update. A chip fracture in his right wrist. That's the best case scenario for a fracture. So he'll only be out for about 3 weeks from baseball activities and then ramp himself back up to game speed. So no Aaron Judge in the Yankees batting order. The Yankees are the Bronx Bombers this year for sure, as they lead the major leagues in home runs, 163, but only 2 over their last 6 games. And they'll see Brad Keller for the second time. Keller was pitching out of the bullpen and pitched a scoreless 8th inning back in Kansas City in May against the Yankees. A 1-2-3 8th inning, and the Royals got the victory. And now he throws into Hicks. We'll see how they score that. I'm not sure if the Royals are concerned with Hicks being in the baseline or not, but he's hit by the throw, and he's on him again in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, they're going to give him a hit on this. And Keller had to come in several steps. It wasn't like it was a one-hopper back to him. And the arm angle that Keller used, the ball sailed. Unfortunate he couldn't get it out there. That looked like a pretty easy play. the Royals forward around the horn defense. Jorge Bonifacio's been one of 7 Royals to start in right field, making a 17th start out there in right today. He wants to throw somebody out, short porch out there. Now Escobar, you mentioned him in the lineup, playing third base for his 4th start this year at third, and we'll see how he does. Him and Mondesi over there, solid gloves.
Inside on Giancarlo Stanton. So he bats second with Judge on the DL. Judge had been hitting second for the Yankees. Stanton drove in a run in the Yankees win over the Royals on Thursday. Very high into right center field, but playable for Goodwin. Hicks tags and holds, and that is out number 1.
For Keller to be stellar today, he's got to keep that sinker down. That's what he did the last time he faced the Bombers. That's good because they can hit homers at just a .212 average on that sinker down. They hit homers, they're pretty good at it. 163 on the year. That's 163 homers. They're going to take you deep, make them earn it by going down and lifting it.
Inside to Didi Gregorius. He had the biggest hit for the Yankees on Thursday. Speaking of home runs, a 3-run shot, and the Yankees 4-run 4th inning, and that was immediately after an error by Adalberto Mondesi, which would have ended the inning. And he was made for Yankee Stadium. Didi Gregorius. Of his 18 home runs this year, all have been either to right or right center. Pulls that one on the ground to Witt. Out at second. Mondesi's throw is not in time, but the Royals get the lead runner. Hicks is out number 2.
Mike Jerschley, Royals infield coach, had Merrifield playing perfectly. Look at that. We never used to play that way in a double play situation. We didn't shift. We would play in our own double play depth, but now the game has changed. They're going to take chances on double play balls. But if they were in the old traditional setup double play spots, that would have been a base hit.
Right. It made a long throw for the second baseman, but they kept the ball out of right field.
Yeah, and it was close at first base. When you have an arm like Merrifield and Mondesi, that was nicely done. There's Jersch. Keep an eye on all the infielders. Mitch Meyer, he's in charge of the outfielders.
Big rip by Gleyber Torres. "15 home runs, 42 driven in" for the Yankee rookie, who was named to the All-Star team. 1 ball, 1 strike. But he was placed on the disabled list right before the All-Star break with a strained right hip, and named to the All-Star team on the players ballot.
Got a lot of respect. He's got some pop. Really high ceiling young second baseman.
Shallow right, and Bonifacio is there. So nothing comes of the leadoff single. No score at the end of 1.
One of the double header, a hot Saturday afternoon. Joel Goldberg down towards the third base line, and of course the big news overnight, the trade of Mike Moustakas to Milwaukee. We had the chance to talk via phone to Dayton Moore this morning, and what Dayton said first and foremost is he wanted to congratulate Mike and his wife Stephanie Moustakas for all that they meant to the Royals and the community of Kansas City. He called him one of the most celebrated players in franchise history, said we couldn't have done what we did without him. As for the players they got, Dayton saying as that ball is just barely handled, tough sky here right now. Crowd likes that one, but Dayton saying the mission was to trade for players that could help the team sooner rather than later. Said that the organization has had their eye on Brett Phillips for the last 3 years. He can play all three outfield spots, high energy, can really throw, and has some pop in his bat. As for Jorge Lopez, he said similar characteristics as Phillips. Hard worker, high character, family man, powerful, has power pitches, and they envision him going forward being one of 12 pitchers on the staff. Not sure yet whether the role is as a starter, a reliever, or as a swing man, but they are very happy with the prospects of both. And Hud, I think Phillips is going to be your kind of energy guy.
Oh man, I can't wait. I know the Royals fans, I can't wait either to watch this young man with his passion that he has. I hear a lot of great things about him, Joel, but he's got a lot of tools, and they'll certainly play at the K.
He'll be available. Technically, he will be the 26th man for the second game of the doubleheader. 1-2 on Alex, and we'd love to see him run right out there in a Royals uniform tonight, but Ned hinted that he may not want to run him right out there against CC Sabathia right after he puts a Royals uniform on for the first time. But clearly the Royals want to get a long look at him in the season's final 2 months. Severino strikes out his second.
Take a look at him, folks. He's coming hard out of the box. He senses a gapper, and then when a player does that, look at his teammate in there jumping up and down thinking, you know what, look at the chance to watch this kid run. He flies, and we're going to show you his arm stroke. Watch this. Okay, there's some athleticism in center right there. Watch this. Watch him load up and get his feet there. We're going to have a lot of fun watching this young man play the game. 104 that throw was, by the way. That's exit velo off of his hand.
That was the throw with the highest velocity in the major leagues last year. Brett Phillips. So there's your position player in a blowout game taking the mound.
Exactly. He'll be fun to watch.
1-1 on Brian Goodwin. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Goodwin and Phillips are kind of in the same boat. A couple of guys that weren't getting an opportunity to play every day elsewhere, and should get that with the Royals. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And Goodwin had 2 more hits on Thursday night.
I was looking at him. You know what? He is hitting .556 right now. Good. That Ken Griffey Jr. style approach. Ooh.
3 up, 3 down with 2 more strikeouts for Severino.
As you enjoy Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in today's game.
Brad Keller allowed an infield single to begin the bottom of the first, but retired the next three. He'll get Greg Bird, Neil Walker, and Austin Romine in the second inning. Just inside, 2 balls and no strikes. And now down in the count, 3-0. Keller was going to start last night on what was his 23rd birthday. And last night, or yesterday, was also Adalberto Mondesi's 23rd birthday, so teammates born on the exact same day. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, you know, the anxiety for Keller has gone a little bit far here in New York for this start. He's been anticipating it for a while, but when you get rained out and then you just push that anxiety off there as he loses Bird.
So the leadoff man on in each of the first 2 innings. And now Keller gets Neil Walker. Talking about home runs and the Yankees leading the major leagues, Keller has done an outstanding job as a rookie or otherwise, 10-year veteran for that matter, of keeping the ball in the ballpark. He gave up a home run to Max Kepler on Sunday against Minnesota. He had gone 63 1/3 innings without allowing a home run, and his home runs per 9 innings is the best in the major leagues.
And for this era in baseball we're in of the home run, that's really good. And I thought that's why he'd be a great matchup today against the Yankees, who hit the most home runs. He can stay down. His 4-seam, 2-seam fastballs work for him. Down.
Two balls, 1 strike. Neil Walker, the longtime Pirates second baseman, who's from Pittsburgh, is a fan favorite there for obvious reasons. Also spent some time with the Mets, was a late sign by the Yankees, having played some second base, and he's at third base today. Keller not quite right yet. I wouldn't say he's all over the place, but he's missing to all quadrants of the strike zone.
Yeah, just his 20th pitch, and before his last start, when he was in his little valley of not being solid in his production, he was a little bit erratic. So they take him here on his 20th pitch, you know, just kind of, it's only been 20, just to get that shoulder working down with Salvi. Keeping the shoulder down and through the ball, staying over the top of it and working the lower part of the zone. That's his strength.
Here's that valley that Hud was talking about. At Chicago and against the Red Sox, 9 earned runs in 7 1/3 innings, but it was a brief visit to the valley when he pitched well on Sunday against Minnesota. Line to left center field. Alex Gordon dives. He smothers it. Bird will go first to third on a single by Walker.
Alex Gordon, we've seen him catch up to these balls a lot and make that play, but he's smart enough to know if you can't catch it and you know your second or third step towards the ball, do this. Just try to knock it down. That's why he turned his glove up to try to keep it in front of him. It didn't quite, but I like at least the fact he kept the double play in order by throwing the ball to second base. Little panic there at the last minute. And there is some sun out there that can cause some difficulties at this time of day.
Here's Austin Romine. And a slider is outside.
You know, Ryan, talking about the valleys, there's peaks and valleys in life, and in this game especially. I found out during my time in this game, you grow more in the valley. It's green down there. Top of the peak, what's up there? Nothing but rocks. Nothing grows up there. Ooh, man. Uh-oh.
That got Romine and it got Salvador Perez.
That's another hand, wrist. Uh-oh. We hope that they're not having another one of those problems.
The Yankees have already lost Aaron Judge when Jacob Junis hit him with a pitch on Thursday night.
Let's see where this gets him. Two-seamer running in.
That was more of a glancing blow.
And more towards the forearm than on the wrist.
Jake felt terrible about Aaron Judge's wrist, and he took some heat here in New York unfairly for what was perceived as a lack of remorse. But when he met with the media at the end of the game on Thursday, he didn't know that Aaron Judge's wrist was broken. It wasn't until later that night that the news came out. And he wasn't trying to pitch him up and in. He was trying to pitch him down and away.
It's part of the game.
So the bases are loaded with nobody out. And this is Tyler Wade, who was called up last night when Judge went on the disabled list.
I think this early in the game and this little jam spot he's in, Keller would be happy to give him a run and get a double play. It would be his 12th, or excuse me, his 13th ground ball double play induced if it happens.
1-1 on Wade. And that's a lot of double plays considering how many innings he's thrown. He and Brian Flynn lead the major leagues among pitchers who haven't reached 75 innings yet this year.
Roll him up then.
1-2. Tyler Wade is a product of the Yankees organization, drafted 5 years ago.
Let's mention him on defense. He's very talented. Shortstop. Can play everywhere.
Tapped out in front of the plate. Fair ball. Salvador Perez.
Double play. He tagged him and touched the plate.
Well, the question is what happened first, because the Yankees believe that Salvi tagged out Wade first, and if he had done that, that means no force play, and Salvi would have had to tag third. So what came first? That's critical with this play. Salvi's got the ball. He stepped on the plate first. So that should be a double play. Stepping on the plate, he got the force, tagging out the runner. He gets the second out, and the Yankees just saw that, and there will be no challenge.
And hey, that's not your typical ground ball, roll 'em up, ham and eggs double play, but it plays the same. What's even better than that is they didn't get a run across the plate. What a break by Keller.
And that would be, if you're wondering, a 2 unassisted double play.
Wow. You never know what you're going to see in the grand game. Man, that's a good sign.
He got a double play. I don't think he's expecting that one.
No. we said he would exchange the run for the 2, but it's even better. But see, now we talk about the sinker, and that's balls. You're going to hit it, and here it comes right on top. Salvi has to go around the hitter because the hitter has control of that batter's box. You can't knock him out of there. That's his space. And the batter's good to hold his position always. You see some hitters sometimes try to get out of the way for the catcher. Don't have to. Make the catcher go around you. So Salvi was really brilliant on that play.
One ball, one strike on Shane Robinson.
Number 9 hitter here. That's what Salvi was pointing to his head, saying, all right, let's be smart here. Robinson, kind of a slap hitter. He kind of sprays the ball all around. Veteran player.
Three and one, and on deck is Aaron Hicks, who is 10 out of 16 against the Royals this year.
Shane Robinson, he's the one they want right here. He's in the box. Come back and get him. 3 and 1. It's a good hitter's count, so Robinson might be a little bit hitterish here. Get him.
And he got a fly ball to Goodwin.
Right.
So the Yankees had the bases loaded, nobody out, and Keller, thanks to a heads-up play by Salvador Perez, gets out of it.
Save big with a new Turn 2 offer. Get $10 off each ticket for any upcoming match up with the Cubs or Cardinals when you pair it with a $10 ticket for any additional future Royals home game. Learn more at royals.com/turn2. That's royals.com/turn2.
That's a timely promo with the Royals getting a big double play to get out of the bottom of the second inning.
Unusual double play.
Alcides Escobar. One ball, one strike against Luis Severino. Esky is at third base today with Mike Moustakas being traded to the Brewers. One hop to Severino. One down. And now Adalberto Mondesi with one out. Arquilla drive to success. Mondesi has a 6-game hitting streak coming into today. That's the longest streak of his career, but really he's been swinging the bat well over his last 16 games. Hitting .322. 11 runs driven in over his last 16. And he goes after the first pitch. That's up the left field line, and it's going to be down for a hit. And Mondesi is digging for 2, and he's in there.
Yes. Keep the streak alive with a doinker. Nothing better.
The Yankees didn't handle that ball very well with 3 players in pursuit, but Mondesi was going for 2 anyway.
That is a softly hit double with some launch angle to it. A basic pop-up at 98, fought it off, and was never thinking about staying at first base. When you have this kind of skill, right here he's saying, man, I can get 2 on this. Gonna hit the inside part of the base. That's proper. Now he wants to go to third. Look at that energy. I love that. You know, you get Mondesi, you know, the new kid Phillips, Herrera. You're adding some speed chips and athleticism to this ball club. Goodwin. Look at that. I mean, this is nice. You're starting to get some speed pieces. It's very important. It's Royal style. This guy here hitting, he can fit that bill too. So slowly but surely, Royals are putting together an athleticism team, an athletic team.
(3-0). Severino's being careful with his fastball. His first pitch of the game was a fastball at 97, and Witt singled to center field and stole second base.
I'm turning him loose because Whitley could do some damage if it's the pitch he wants. Why not? Might take though with first base open. We'll see. Manager usually gives the third base coach a sign whether it's a green light on 3-0 or not.
Had a good swing.
It's the one he wanted. 97 middle. With Severino and his track record of throwing those fastballs, he knew that was coming. 100% convicted on that.
Mondesi has Severino's attention divided.
That is a good thing, especially to a hitter like Whitley, who's dangerous. He can hurt you. Getting the infielders out of their position too.
A walk. Severino's first, and there are 2 on with 1 out. Rosell Herrera comes up. Severino got him with a slider back in the first inning. Oh, and 1.
Nice swing, being aggressive. That's twice now he swung at the first pitch in the at-bats. Good numbers in risk. Hope that continues. Over the Royals could supply Keller with a run here, maybe 2 would be awesome.
Lays off the slider. 1-1.
Good time to hit his first major league home run. Right here at the Bronx. Family from New Jersey.
How about a base hit to right field with the runners going?
How about it?
So they'll score easily on Herrera's double. And we just showed you Brad Keller. Keller got out of the bases loaded, nobody out last half inning, and we say it all the time. One team lets a scoring opportunity slip away. It always seems like the other team scores the next inning.
You got the Rabbits on the bases. Why not do that? And he got a pitch that was up. He's able to feather it. I mean, he didn't really pound it, but he kept two hands on the bat, and he had enough to get it over the 6'4" first baseman Bird there. Just ticked off his glove. Merrifield wasn't sure or not. He kind of slowed down. Jershely kept him going, but loved to see the Rabbits running, and Herrera's energy at second base. He was pumped, clapping his hands and saying, that's it. Keller getting a couple of runs early.
Now Salvi has a chance to drive in a run, and he had a good rip. And I hope he was slow to get up after going down to a knee, because he was mad he didn't do more with that pitch. Remember last summer when Salvi would go down to a knee, it was because he had pain in his side. That's a better sign right there.
Yep, good rip too. Just missed it. Like to get a 50th ribby here if he could. See if he cuts down his swing 0-2. He's been doing that a little bit lately. More than he did in the first half. Keller looks on, looking for that next run. Oh. Okay.
And I think that got him right on his arm guard. And that was an 0-2 pitch.
Yep. You know, wasn't that far inside. Salvi crowding the dish.
The inning began with Escobar grounding back to the mound, but then Mondesi hit a bloop double, Merrifield walked, Herrera hit a 2-run double, and now Salvi's hit by a pitch, putting 2 on for Lucas Duda.
Time for Duda to keep it rolling, keep that line moving. At 263 with the runner in scoring position, that's perfect. Well, not perfect, but that's a good track record so far this year. Anything over 250 is good.
.99 miles an hour. Severino has struck out 3. Now you mentioned 263 hitting with runners in scoring position. There's some bad luck mixed in there, because Duda has a pretty good line drive rate with runners in scoring position. That's the 5th highest in the major leagues. So 263 is his average, but there have been some line outs. That's lined but foul to the right field side.
That was a nice swing there on a breaking ball. 0-2, we'll see. Now Duda, he's been really inside out conscious with his swings, and one of the reasons why he is being productive with runners in scoring position, using the whole field.
Ground ball to first. Out at second base. No return throw. So 2 down. Lucas Duda in the series with the Yankees has come to the plate 6 times, and 5 of those times he's grounded out to the first baseman.
Well, you know, you can't blame him. 314 down the Yankee Stadium right field line. Pull conscious guy like Dukas, no problem. He's going to catch one here in the next few games.
First and third to Bonifacio. He fouled out to the catcher Romine in the second inning. Rosell Herrera has driven in 2 in this inning to give the Royals a lead. 0-1 on Bonifacio. And now Rosie's at third with 2 down.
Herrera gets under that pitch a little bit, he would have hooked the pole. Would have been his first home run, but he still was on it. Productive hitter with runners in scoring position. Bonifacio could chip one in here, it'd be nice. Get all you can when you get a guy like this Severino in trouble.
Royals have him up over 20 pitches in this third inning after 2 relatively quick innings. Two and 1. And now the catcher Romine steps out in front of home plate and goes through some defensive signals just in case the Royals try to double steal here. Wanting to let everybody know where he's going to go with the ball if Duda takes off and goes to second. Check swing. And a swing, a late appeal to Jeremy Rehak. And it's 2-2.
Yep. Looked like he might have committed.
Three and 2.
99. I tell you what, this 24-year-old, 6'2", 215. He looks like he's heavier than 215. He's a strong guy, very strong, but extremely smooth mechanics. Ball really comes out of his hand free and easy. Yankee fans here trying to help him through this. Bonifacio can keep him quiet with a knock.
Called third strike on a slider, and Boney is not happy. Royals get 2 with a couple of doubles. Mondesi with 1 out, then a walk to Merrifield, and then Herrera doubled in 2 to give the Royals the lead. Two-run double. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Sign up at mypricechopper.com/saves to save on Aquafina when the Royals get a save. Top of the order, Hicks, Stanton, and Gregorius in the bottom of the third.
Nothing changes for Keller. He's got a lead. He knows that. Just try to keep the ball down.
0-1 on Hicks, who had an infield single in the first inning. And is 10 out of 16 against the Royals this year. And that one landed a good 4 feet in front of a home plate.
Yeah, so he ducked that one. He said, I'm not getting in front of that one. He tried to lay it with his glove, but no runners on. I'm ducking.
Two and one.
Change up here. Yeah, that's a good spot. It's been a good pitch for him. A lot of left-handers try to pull that. There's his pitches. That sinker, 212. That's his bread and butter. The four-seamer, he throws a lot. That has natural cutting action to it. That means he doesn't know why it's happening, but it happens. Before he came over here, Arizona, he went to the pitching coach there and said, "Man, I can't control my fastball." The pitching coach said, "Hey, look, there's nothing wrong with that. That means that hitters are going to have a hard time squaring it up." One of the reasons why he's a ground ball machine.
Leadoff walk, and now the Yankees have their leadoff man on in each of the first 3 innings. And this is a more veteran team. They will take more pitches. They will walk more. The Yankees will. They have one of the highest on-base percentages in the American League. They have the most walks, so Keller's going to have to throw more quality strikes to a lineup like this. Got the call on a slider. It's 0-1 on Stanton. He flied out to center field in the first inning. One and one. Last inning, the Yankees had the bases loaded and nobody out against Keller, and he got out of it. And now ground ball out to Mondesi. He'll take it himself and throws wild. It hits Stanton, and now the ball goes with Stanton up the right field line, and he'll end up at second base.
And I'm sure Mike Jerschley will talk to Mondi about this play right here. I mean, this is a routine double play. Whit Merrifield has a great arm. He's able to turn this himself, and Mondesi is way too far away from the base to try to do this himself. You got Whitley standing right there. And it's a tough angle for him to touch the base and to alter the throw. That's unnecessary. Look at Whit. Whit's saying, "Man, what are you doing? Let me have it."
So it's a 6-4 fielder's choice, and then Stanton going to second on the error 6, and that's Mondesi's 3rd error of the series.
I'm going to put that in line with a mental mistake.
6 unassisted fielder's choice. Sorry, Hud.
Yeah, that's okay. I just, you know, he's sometimes a victim of his own ability.
Now Gregorius hits a fly ball to left field. Alex makes a play, so that's a good sign there, because one of Mondesi's 2 errors on Thursday night was immediately followed by a Gregorius home run. But today Keller gets Gregorius on a fly ball to left field. So a runner at second, 2 down, and now Gleyber Torres. He flied out to right field in the first inning.
Torres having a heck of a season this year. A lot of power, nice average with wrist. Keller keeping it away from him. That's firm, by the way. That hard, heavy, sinking fastball. That was his natural four-seam cutter. He mixes in that other two-seamer, and that's why you're keeping it away. Because on inside heaters, he don't miss. Good pop.
That was in. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
You can sneak a piece of cheese by a hungry rat. Just there. Got him. Yeah. Eldred's talking about the run on that fastball.
'97. 2-2. That'll skip away from Salvi. And from 1-2 to 3-2 on Torres. A wild pitch. Runner at third with 2 down.
Slider was way off the plate. Salvi tried to backhand, didn't get it. Didn't hurt him there, but 3-2 count. Let's see what they decide to throw him here. Not going to give him anything straight.
Line to third, and Escobar is there to end the inning. So Keller picks up Mondesi, and Keller has 3 scoreless innings. We mentioned yesterday was Brad Keller and Adalberto Mondesi's birthday. It was also Max Scherzer's birthday, and when he turned 34, he had 11 strikeouts against the Marlins, so he has 7 consecutive seasons with at least 200. Only Tom Seaver has more. He had 9 in a row. 7 straight seasons with 200 or more strikeouts.
Yep.
Max Scherzer, the former MU Tiger.
Right. Hall of Famer is Seaver, and I'm sure Scherzer will be there too if he stays healthy. That's where he's headed.
0-2 on Alex. Severino struck him out in the second inning. That was with a fastball. This time he tried to get him with a slider. Rosell Herrera drove in 2 with a double in the Royals' third inning, and now Alex hooks it into right field. And he's on to begin the fourth.
That's what you do. Man, find a hole against the shift. That's a well-struck ball. Our Mo Lottery replay shows Alex Gordon with some solid contact on 98 on the outside part of the plate. So anybody out there thinking Alex can't get around on a good heater, there you go.
Man on for Brian Goodwin. And he takes high, ball one. Brian took a called third strike in the second inning. Upstairs again, 2-0.
So there's really, facing a guy like Severino, there's not a lot of movement that's necessary for a hitter. You just want to stay as short with your swing as possible, because that fastball generates its own velocity. Short to the ball with your hands and the ball jumps.
Had a play.
He had a good pitch there. Good swing.
Three balls, one strike. And a shot to right field and a catch by Robinson, who throws it over Bird, but the catcher Romine was backing it up. So Alex Gordon just got a base hit on a 1-2 pitch, and then Goodwin hit the daylights out of it with the count 1-2, and that'll get pitching coach Larry Rothschild out to the mound.
Yeah, couldn't. Too bad he got the top half of that ball and not the bottom half. And that's been way out of here. And a 4-run lead for Keller.
Larry Rothschild's out there to say, okay, let's start rethinking what we're doing with 2 strikes. Let's go back to Alex's base hit when he was down 1-2. Statcast AI, powered by AWS.
I was wondering the exit velo there. 104, talking about the getting around on the heater. Good one. The exit velo off of his line drive, 111. So no wonder Rothschild's out. He's saying, man, that's 2 hard hit balls by left-handed batters here. Be careful, like you said. Eski 2 for 8 in his career off Severino.
Under the chin, ball one. He grounded back to Severino in the 3rd inning. Gordon runs, the pitch is way inside, and Alex is out. May have been reading too much into this, HUD, but it looked like Alex was peeking back in afterwards as if to say, where was the swing?
Yeah, I mean, Austin
might have been a hit and run.
Austin Romine, he had a tough pitch to deal with, but you can see Torres here takes the throw in front of the baseman, is able to get the tag on Alex's hand. So good job by the catcher and second baseman there to work together on that one. And if that is a hit and run, your job as a runner is not to get picked off, so you're going to get a late start.
3-1.
I like how Ned's been moving the runners more. Got to keep the defense on their toes and then hit behind them. Look at Eski taking a rip.
Borderline pitch, 99 miles an hour, still 3-2. Strike three. That was the same pitch called on Bonifacio to end the third inning, and now Cedas is not so sure. Severino faces just 3 in the fourth.
To make that start, Brad Keller, like so many Royals, has friends and family in town. His mom and dad up here for the start and his birthday. I had a chance to text back and forth with his dad Dan, his mom Patty, and they sent me these pictures. That's actually Brad on the left. That's his big brother Brandon in the middle, and a family friend on the right. And look at this high school picture. You say all the way back in high school. Well, for Brad, that's only 5 years ago at Flowery Branch, Georgia. And so there you see some of the young pictures. And remember that we had heard earlier in the year that Brad wasn't a superstar prospect and really didn't start getting noticed until his senior year. And Ryan, I know that you're a fan of music and all of that. On his birthday, when he was born, I should say, 1993, the #1 movie hit was Apollo 13. The #1 song in the country was TLC's Waterfalls.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one?
Senior year of college.
And on the day of his birthday.
Wow, my old.
Yeah, but me too. On the day of his birthday, which again should have happened with him pitching yesterday, on that date, 1993, the Royals actually lost to the Yankees at Kauffman Stadium 1-0 as Andy Pettitte outdueled Mark Gubicza. And Mark Gubicza said to me, man, am I old.
Greg Bird is on to begin the fourth inning. So the Yankees have had their leadoff man on in all 4 innings. I tell you, it doesn't surprise me at all to see that picture of Brad Keller in a shirt and tie and a sweater, you know, dressed very formally to announce where he was going to college. He is as polite and respectful as any kid in the game.
Totally agree. And his parents that are all here, the whole family, he was telling me before the game today, and we saw them yesterday. They were all had their Keller jerseys on, and they were a little bit bummed that they didn't get to watch him yesterday, or last night, but they should be really proud of him. Coming as far as he has. Rule 5 guys don't make a mark like this rarely. You know, you got not just one Rule 5 starter, you got 2 now with Bird Smith,
who's a completely different Rule 5 guy because he's 28 and he had big league experience.
Yeah, interesting.
Joel just ran in here to whisper he meant to say 95 was the year that Keller was born, which only makes me feel older. I like the '93 version better, to be honest.
There it is. Roll it.
Not the same speed when the Royals were not able to turn it back in the third inning with Walker going up the line. So Keller has 2 double plays, an unconventional one back in the second inning, and this a more conventional double play.
Again, Mike Jershely got him brought just where he wants him to be. Whitley, I mean, he didn't have to take any steps at all. Just shuffle the feet, get a nice feed over to Mondesi. They got him.
Well, you don't give up many home runs. You're probably doing a good job of keeping the ball on the ground, and that's Brad Keller, second highest ground ball rate with his innings in the major leagues. And now a liner out to Mondesi, who got tangled up, but he's able to make the play. So a leadoff single, but Keller faces only 3 in the 4th inning. Brought to you by Dodge. Join the Brotherhood of Muscle at the Dodge Summer Clearance event and get a great deal. And by Pizza Ranch. Hungry for legendary pizza and chicken? It's Pizza Ranch for the win. And it's 2-0 Royals on a Rosell Herrera 2-run double in the 3rd inning, driving in Mondesi and Merrifield. Luis Severino will get Mondesi, who hit a 1-out double in the 3rd inning, getting that rally started with a bloop up the left field line. No balls and 2 strikes. Mondesi has a new career high 7-game hitting streak.
Not a bad idea on that pitch to bunt, but it's really difficult to bunt 98.
Mondesi's hitting .458 during his 7-game hitting streak. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Going to be a tough play, and Mondesi is safe.
Speed. That's what speed do. Man, he's not messing around. A little topper. Like to get a clock on him. Again, that's got to be under 4 seconds.
Witt singled, and stole a base in the first inning, and then he walked and scored in the third. And Witt has 3 stolen bases in this series, putting him over 20. So our sprint trivia question, Hud. Name the player with the most 20 stolen base seasons as an American League second baseman since 1990. The player with the most 20 stolen base seasons since 1990 as an American League second baseman. We have a new rule, by the way, that's going to be instituted with our trivia question.
What's that?
Our producer Kevin Cedergren instituted this before the game last night, which resulted in a postponement. It has been declared by the trivia question blue panel committee that we get too much time to answer our question.
So we have
one full inning.
Okay. Roberto Alomar,
which is different from the blue ribbon committee. But anyway.
Yeah. But I want to throw some names out there.
That was the first one on my list, Roberto Alomar.
And
what about Chuck Knobloch?
Since 90. Now we can go back. D. Gordon has been in there long enough.
American League.
Oh, okay.
Still 2-2.
Cano steal that many bases?
I would say no, just because now.
Brian Roberts.
You know what?
Okay.
I'm going to stop there because the last few days that I've answered like that to one of your answers, I like Brian Roberts, so I'll put Brian Roberts down.
Okay. I wonder if Kinsler made that list.
Kinsler? Could be a sleeper. There goes Mondesi, and it's fouled back.
Whitley 99 up top like that. He was committed on. I think that was a straight steal there. I don't think it was any kind of hit and run on.
We've also gotten some feedback from our viewers that they want to hear the answer to the trivia question.
Okay. All right. We're going to try to get it quicker.
2, 3, 4 innings.
I liked it, to tell you the truth. It gave my small brain a chance to expand a little.
Bloop to right.
No chance.
But Robinson was shallow, one away. All right, you want to run one up the flagpole?
I think we should.
I think we're in agreement with Roberto Alomar. Are we?
Yep.
Roberto Alomar. Strike one.
Ooh, that's not good.
Now we're getting a hint, so we must be off base with our 4 suggestions.
Getting real excited.
No, I was wrong. One of the names we've rattled off is a correct answer.
Okay.
Well, we have 4, so I mean, that's a gift hint. If you have 3 strikes and 4 guesses.
Rosie.
Fair ball, and it bounces over the wall, and that cost Herrera another RBI because Mondesi scores.
Too bad. Just hit the warning track. If it hits the grass, it's going to stay in, and Mondi would come walking home. Look at this stroke. Again, looking to attack the fastball. That's one of the keys to beating him, is you got to get that fastball. Now Rosie hit a changeup his last time, knocked in a pair, but this is just a little unfortunate here that it bounced over. But now with 1 out, more Royals in scoring position. Boone's got to play the infield in. Salvi's up, a chance to really give Keller some breathing room.
First time that Herrera's had 2 doubles in one game. pulled off a slider. No balls, 1 strike. Salvi grounded into a fielder's choice in the first inning and then was hit by a pitch in the third. And now it's 0-2.
Yeah. Salvi's in swing mode. Definitely won't give him anything too good to hit, although a couple of Royals have hit the ball hard in 2 strike counts against Severino today. Alex, Gordon, and Goodwin. Oh, that's off.
The league average in getting a runner in from third base with less than 2 outs is 50%. Salvador Perez is just a shade under that. That'll be out of play. Severino's going for a strikeout. He has 5. And he only has 3 wild pitches, which surprises me for a guy with a hard slider like he does. It ends up in the dirt quite a bit. That's blocked well by Romine.
That's right. Romine, he's really running with his job now. Now that Sanchez is out, he's doing a good job. Solid. He knows he's the guy. It's not easy. He knows it's coming, but look at the thumbs out. Thumbs out, protecting it, turn that ball into a marshmallow. Drop it right in front of the home plate. Perfect. Let's see if Salvi can just shorten up. Just put the ball into play somewhere. Find a hole. Don't have to hit it out of the yard.
And a line drive into center field. He will get 1 home. Here comes Herrera, and Salvi gets 2 home. And the Royals take a 4-0 lead in the 5th inning.
Wow, am I glad Severino didn't get hit by that. Oh man, another exit velo off of Severino's fastball. There's another heater. Wow, I mean, that ball was right back at him, and I'm sure that was well over 100. The ball was by him by the time he even reacted. It was in the outfield. Man, and I love the jump that Herrera got. No problem scoring. 112 exit velo there, the highest of the day so far.
And now Duda, who's hit 5 ground balls to the first baseman in his 6 plate appearances, almost got one by Greg Bird. This is the first time all year that anybody has scored more than 4 runs against Severino at Yankee Stadium. One ball, 1 strike, and we showed you in the first inning he was 8-0 with a 1.64 home ERA, the best in the major leagues, and the most he had ever given up all year at home was 3, and now the Royals have 4, and they're not even done with the 5th inning yet. 2-1.
And they're doing the damage off the fastball. Now Rosie did hit a double earlier on a changeup, but they're not that second double there. He hit it to the wall opposite field on a heater. Salvi's fastball. They're hunting it.
Fouled away. Crowd reacts as a Royals fan ended up with that foul ball off the bat of Duda. The Bronx cheer.
That's right.
Another foul ball in that same area.
Okay, now those last 2 swings, Duda's trying to water the opposite field garden. To keep the line moving, just 1 out here. Another foul ball in that same territory. There you see. A lot of ground here at Yankee Stadium. 408 dead center, 399 left center. Oh.
Deep to right field.
Is it enough?
And did he get it? Yes! Lucas Duda bounces it off the clouds. And a 2-run home run to right field. The Royals have 4 in the 5th inning. And a 6-0 lead against Severino.
There's a home run for Duda, and you know the fans they were booing, but for he's like Duda, it's beautiful, man. Is that nice? Our Dodge driving the game talked about all the ground balls to first baseman. He's still looking to pull and do just that. If he can put one in the seats at the opportune time, that could give Keller, who's looking stellar, a good solid lead. And that's it. Boone's done. He's seen enough.
Yeah, well, we mentioned in the first inning the Royals might be catching Severino at the right time. And he had really struggled over his previous 3 starts, and now the Royals have 6 against him in 4 1/3 innings. So the Royals are into the Yankee bullpen in the 5th. Adam Warren is a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Nice. In the 5th inning with just 1 out, they're still keeping the line moving. Severino, who's been almost unbeatable here at the stadium. He's been solid. The Royals, the key to beating him, be ready for the heater. Hunt one of them out, and that's exactly what they've done. Duda taking care of it. A sky-high shot and scraped the back of the wall. Doesn't matter. Keller with a nice little cushion.
So it's Adam Warren in the Chevy call to the bullpen. We saw him a couple of nights ago in game 1, and Salvador Perez hit a 2-run home run against him. For the Royals, only 2 runs in that game. He'll get Bonifacio, and the pitch is outside. The Royals have also benefited from the dimensions here at Yankee Stadium. The Royals have hit 21 home runs in their last 12 games here. So it's not just the Yankees going deep when the Royals are here in the Bronx.
Absolutely love the game plan that the Royals offense had today. Terry Bradshaw in his first year. Offense is starting to come around here in the second half. That ball's blistered.
Hicks is back, and he has room. 2 outs. Bonifacio is 0 for 3 today. Lucas Duda knows all about playing in New York, and getting to know him this year. He would have the perfect demeanor for dealing with the pressure of playing in New York.
Yep.
Alex has struck out and singled. That's hit into right center field and well hit. Robinson over from right, and he runs it down. The Royals get a 2-run single from Salvador Perez and a 2-run home run from Lucas Duda in a 4-run 5th inning.
Right into Bombadil. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, help us celebrate the Royals' first World Series title with the 1985 World Series Champions Replica Trophy giveaway presented by Old Dominion. The first 15,000 fans through the gates on Saturday, August 11th will receive the replica trophy before watching the Royals host the Cardinals at 6:15. Visit Royals.com to purchase your tickets.
Oh, and 2 from Brad Keller to Tyler Wade. Keller hasn't given up a run in the first 4 innings, but that doesn't mean it's been easy for him today. The leadoff man has been on in each of the first 4 innings, and in the 2nd inning the Yankees had the bases loaded and nobody out. Keller was able to squeeze out of that inning thanks in large part to a heads-up play by Salvador Perez. Keller has gotten a couple of double plays today. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Tyler Wade. He was at the plate with the bases loaded and nobody out in the 2nd inning, and he tapped one out in front of the plate and did not leave the box. Salvador Perez stepped on home plate for 1 out and then tagged out Wade for the 2nd out. And for the first time today, the Yankees don't have their leadoff man on. All right, Hud, we're under the gun. Under the newly instituted rules, our trivia question: since 1990, which American League second baseman has had the most 20 stolen base seasons? Roberto Alomar was strike 1. We also have Knobloch, Roberts, and Kinsler on our list.
And didn't we have Cano as well?
And well, yep.
But
I'm staying out of it. I've wrecked the last couple trivia questions.
No, I wouldn't say that.
So go ahead.
That word, even though I'm not a wordologist.
Which is not a word, but
okay,
anyway.
Okay. I'll go with the guess, but then you get the next guess.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to go with Brian Roberts.
Brian Roberts. Strike 2. That was solid.
Okay.
Knobloch, Kinsler, or Cano? Escobar looking like a shortstop playing third base. Makes a spinning play to get Robinson.
That was beautiful. Esky, being a career shortstop, knows then he'll allow any third baseman to make that play for him. Okay, it takes the difficulty away. Mondesi probably could have made it, but Escobar, take it all. And we've seen that pirouette at short. We've seen it now at third. Spin and throw. Great feet. Lucas Duda told me the other day, you catch the ball with your feet.
Short hop gets by Merrifield, and another base hit for Aaron Hicks against the Royals. He is 2 out of 2 with a walk today, and now he is 11 out of 17 against the Royals this season.
Okay, partner, pulling for you here.
Knobloch, Kinsler, or Cano.
It's either Cano or Kinsler.
You don't like Knobloch?
No. But what do I know?
Well, he ended up playing the outfield later in his career.
Had a hard time with the throws in second. Okay, I guessed the last one, and I said, you know, you can have the next.
Yeah,
guess.
but I've been the kiss of death the last couple days.
Okay, so you want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to go with Ian Kinsler. What do you go with? What do you think? And then we'll go. Then we'll decide.
I don't think it's Cano. I just don't. I think he had the ability to do that, but they hit so many home runs here that they just didn't run a whole lot.
Kinsler had a lot of steals earlier in his career.
Is it Ian Kinsler? Strike 3.
Boy, that really bums me out. Okay.
Now, you can say that I talked you out of Edgar Martinez last night, which I may have, or 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
But I believe your exact words were, it's not Knobloch.
Nah, it can't be him. All right. We'll let the truck have another one. Oh,
that ball is killed. Giancarlo Stanton had been in a little bit of a home run drought. That is number 24 for him, and now it's 6-2.
Yep, there it is. Very handsy type hitter. Solid foundation in his legs. Just throws the hands, and he was a no-doubter. See what he's doing here now. He's not as wide today. Normally he has a wider base. But that's a really nice balanced stroke. And you could tell it wasn't off balance a lick.
He reminds me a little bit of one of your former teammates here in New York, with the long arms and kind of jumping out at the ball. And
not Dave Winfield.
That's what I was thinking. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gregorius.
Former Golden Gopher.
Yep. Who went straight from college to the big leagues and to the San Diego Padres.
Yeah, that's a compliment to Stanton. You can compare him to Winnie.
1-2 on Gregorius, and no shame giving up a home run to Giancarlo Stanton. And for Keller, that's the 3rd home run he's allowed in 75 innings. 3 home runs in 75 innings. That's outstanding.
It's going to happen, especially here against this team. Most powerful team in the world, but not the best. Red Sox get that.
Keller comes right back and gets a ground ball from Gregorius. So now the Royals lead is 4 as we head to the 6th. A 2-run single. And it'll be Brian Goodwin leading off our Sonic Slam inning with the Royals ahead by 4. Our contestant is Gloria Burrell from Kansas City, Missouri. We had a Sonic Slam last night from Salvador Perez. So if the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning today, Gloria wins $100. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park in this inning, Gloria wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. It was Salvador Perez on Thursday night against this pitcher, Adam Warren. Brian Goodwin, Alcides Escobar, and Adalberto Mondesi are coming up in the 6th inning. Goodwin has struck out and lined to right.
Warren, he's got starter type stuff. He probably could start for other teams. Fastball, slider, curve change, 4-pitch mix. Fastballs low to mid 90s. 6'1", 224.
Still 1-2 on Goodwin. We've been talking about who Brian reminds us of. You told a story about how he admired Ken Griffey Jr. and tries to emulate the hand position. Fly ball to Wade in left field. He'll make the play. The other night I mentioned this handsy swing reminds me a little bit of Carl Crawford.
Yep.
It'll come to me, but his stance.
You know, his
stance is haunting me. I can see another big leaguer and I can't think of who it is.
I mean, all sports, you're going to have your comparables, you know, for past and former players. But baseball more than any of them.
Dave Holtzman suggests Cliff Floyd, who was a bigger left-hand batter. In the face, he could be Brian McRae's twin brother. But his stance and the way he moves his hands as the pitch is coming in. I'll get it. Two balls and no strikes on Escobar. Two and one on Esky. Bird, the first baseman, goes into foul ground. 2 away. Remember, if you can't catch a game on TV, you can always stream games live on your mobile device. Just download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals. Mondesi has a couple of scratch hits. He has a bloop to shallow left, which he hustled into a double. And he also has an infield single, and both times up he came around to score. That ball's hit hard, but right to the second baseman Torres, and Adam Warren has a 3-up 3-down top of the 6th.
has been stellar. Bad Brad is working the ground. That was the keys to start this game. In order to beat the Bombers, you got to stay on the ground. Work them. You know, keep them out of the stands. It's going to happen once in a while, like Stanton hit a homer off him. But Keller's, his ground ball rate on the fastball looking good. Look at what he's using. Fastball, slider. Let's check it out. Now he's using his 2-seamer and 4-seamer. Sliders down. So far, so good. One pitch to Stanton. That's the only blemish.
He's really had to battle today. I mean, the Yankees had the leadoff man on in each of the first 4 innings. Bases loaded, nobody out in the second. I mean, it hasn't been easy, but he's hung in there. And the one inning where the Yankees did not get their leadoff man on is when they scored 2. Torres pulls it through the left side. He's 1 for 3. So leadoff man on in 5 of 6 innings against Keller.
Fans, help us celebrate the historic 2015 World Series Championship with a Gold Threads replica jersey. Giveaway on Sunday, August 12th, presented by Fox Sports Kansas City. The first 15 fans through the gates will receive a giveaway before rooting on the boys in blue when they host the Cardinals at 1:15. Tickets available at Royals.com.
Good bunt. And that's all the Royals can do is just pick it up. Greg Bird doing what a lot of left-hand power hitters have tried to do with the overshift, and that just get a free hit with a bunt, and the Yankees have 2 on and nobody out.
It was perfect execution by Bird. Perfect timing. Watch him. Ball's on the way. He's not trying to go anywhere. Got the perfect pitch up and just pushed it out there. That was perfect. Watch it. Not panicking. Stay in the box. Great technique. Barrel above the hands. Ball down. Knock. Now, Yankees can get excited. Their fans can. But Keller, he's one pitch away from his 3rd ground ball double play of the day. He would have had 3 had Mondesi not thrown it away. And Neil Walker,
he's hit into one of them.
Is a lane ball candidate. Merrifield playing him in the same spot.
But he gets one to the gap in right center field. Bonifacio cuts it off. It is 6-3, and runners at first and third and nobody out. That's Walker's 2nd hit of the day.
Okay, Keller, 3 straight hits here. That ball's a slider that's up. Anything in the middle, gonna get hit. There it was. A good swing by Walker, short and compact. Yankees are sensing a tiring Keller.
This is Austin Romine. Kevin McCarthy, who grew up about 30 miles from here, warms up in the bullpen. Keller's at 83 pitches, but a lot of those have been high stress pitches. There's a chance for 2. And that is double play number 3 for Keller. The Yankees get another run to make it a 2-run game. But now 2 outs and nobody on.
Yep. Nicely done. That's exactly what he wanted to do, just to batter too late. Still, the offense of the Royals with a nice little outburst on their ace Severino today is giving him a little bit of breathing room, but it'll be up to the pin to win. And Keller here, they're going to keep him in. And there's no really reason to take him out. He's just been up a little bit. And the bunt by Bird, that was a very, very timely hit.
One and one on Tyler Wade. Two balls, one strike. Foul ball. We just saw Bob McClure during the last homestand. He's with the Twins, and when he was Royals pitching coach, he told me that there are a few things he would evaluate when his pitcher was on the mound. What does his stuff look like? What's his pitch count? And how many stressors has he had? And when you start adding up the stressors, it's like adding pitches to the pitch count.
Was that his word? Yeah, that sounds like
I think he told me that he learned that from Ted Simmons, who also influenced Ned Yost quite a bit when they were teammates in Milwaukee. That's a 2-out walk. Keller has walked 3. And Ned Yost heads for the stairs. McCarthy's ready to go. The dugout is a long walk from the pitcher's mound, so Ned will walk out there as slowly as he can. He may even wait for the home plate umpire Chad Whitson to come out to give McCarthy some extra tosses if he needs it. Or, as Ned likes to do sometimes, he just wants to go out and look in his pitcher's eyes and see how he feels.
Yeah.
And he's going to leave Keller in there with the number 9 hitter coming up.
I agree with the decision. He's got 1 out away. Look, he's 90 pitches. He can finish this inning. And I just read Ned's lips. The infielders were in there. Give him another ground ball. Let's get out of the inning.
Ned did that with Jacob Junis when Junis started that first game after the All-Star break against Minnesota. He only went 4 because of a pitch count, but remember, he went out there and looked in his eyes.
Yep.
Junis persuaded him to leave him in. He did, and he got the out, and now Keller's ahead 0-1 on Shane Robinson.
Ned says he sometimes it depends on the answer they give him, like how confident they sound. But when you're facing the number 9 batter here, Shane Robertson, go ahead and get him.
And he goes up the line. Bonifacio cuts it off. Wade holds at third, and now the top of the order is coming up. And so Ned gave Keller a chance, and Robinson goes the other way. And as soon as Ned steps out, it's an automatic pitching change with Aaron Hicks coming up, who is 2 for 2 with a walk today.
And McCarthy's ready.
Chevy call to the bullpen. Runners at first and third, 2 down. The Royals lead is 2. Yankees had base runners everywhere. He's limited them to 4 in 5 2/3 innings. Here's his Pizza Ranch for the win line. At the moment, 4 runs, 9 hits. He is still responsible for the runner at third, Tyler Wade, and the runner at first, Shane Robinson. And Kevin McCarthy, who grew up about 30 minutes from here in Rockville Center, New York, will come on with Wade at third, Robinson at first, and facing Aaron Hicks, who's been a tough out for the Royals this year.
Sure has been. This is a big batter here, especially runners at first and third, 2 outs. Going from one sinker baller to the next. Keller had some success earlier in the game, keeping the ball down. Now McCarthy, same thing. Hard sinking fastball, slider, change, curve.
Two balls, no strikes. Aaron Hicks is hitting .647 against the Royals this year. That home run was an inside the park home run.
That's lava hot. Keller hopeful.
3-0. Stanton is on deck. Three balls, one strike.
That's what you want to do. Just stay in there. Stay right there. Put the pressure on him. Maybe he hits it at somebody. Whitley at second base, playing him pull to pull slightly on the outfield grass and right.
Close but low, and that loads the bases for Stanton.
Well, we're going to show you what he did in the 5th inning off of Keller. 112 exit below, almost 450-foot shot. He does that here, that's going to be trouble for the Royals. There's a fastball right down the middle. He barreled it.
Good slider over the outside, strike one.
Yep, that's where you want to keep it on him. If he hits it, hopefully he hits it at somebody on the ground.
Out over the plate, line to right, Bonifacio's got it. And Keller is fired up. That was not far from a 6-run inning, but as it turns out, the Yankees get 2 and the Royals maintain the lead.
Look at Brad. That's it. Gonna pick me up.
Kevin McCarthy gets Brad Keller out of the bottom of the 6th. Now the Royals come up in the top of the 7th inning with the top of the order against Adam Warren. This is his 3rd inning of relief. If the Royals hit a triple in today's game, the Kansas City Honda dealers will make a $1,000 donation to the KC Urban Youth Academy.
Gotta like Whitley's chances if he can hit that left center field gap. Can run for days.
One ball, 2 strikes. Witt's been on base 2 times today and 5 times in the first 2 games with 3 stolen bases. Warren gets a strikeout. That is his first. And now Rosell Herrera.
Excuse me, Ryan. Just like we promised, it's time for Miller Time. Hold true moment, and it's Rosie at it right here in his own backyard. He's from here. His family's from New Jersey. There it is. A nice stroke over the head of Greg Bird, the first baseman. Like the energy, and he's not done. Took a fastball at 98, the opposite field off of Severino. Man, was that nice. Rosie's looking good.
He has driven in 2. He has scored a run. One ball, 1 strike. The Royals scored all 6 of their runs off of Luis Severino, who entered the game with the lowest home ERA in the major leagues. A tiny 1.64 ERA, and the Royals scored 6 against him in 4 1/3. And then Adam Warren came on with 1 out in the 5th, and he has set down all 6 Royals he has faced. It's Warren coming off the mound, and a nice play over to Bird in time, 2 away.
Herrera, he felt the 3rd knock coming. This didn't happen. Warren with a nice athletic play.
Salvador Perez is driven in 2. 5th inning, he drove in Mondesi and Herrera with a single to center field, and then he scored on a Lucas Duda home run. 0-1. So that means Salvi has hit safely in 13 of his last 14 games, and he has 17 RBIs in his last 14 games. Inside, 1-1. Two and 1. Salvi hit a 2-run home run against Adam Warren on Thursday night.
So Warren's trying to tie him up inside.
3 balls, 1 strike.
Thinking Salvi will chase.
Full count. Lucas Duda is on deck. Pop to right, and that's Shane Robinson for the out. So Warren has retired all 8. It is stretch time in New York. The Royals lead the Yankees 6-4. Red Cross is supporting the affected residents and sheltering evacuees whose homes were destroyed. Royals Charities in Fox Sports Kansas City are aiding the relief efforts. So we hope you'll please consider donating to support Red Cross disaster response by calling 1-800-RED-CROSS or going online to redcross.org. Royals lead 6-4 in Game 1 of the day-night doubleheader. Later tonight, Heath Philmeyer will go up against CC Sabathia, who was scheduled to start last night, but they pushed him back to the night game. Down on the farm, Sully Matias. Home runs 28 and 29 on Thursday. He's already set the Lexington single season record. The remarkable thing is that he is still 11 home runs shy of the league record. So somebody hit 40 home runs in an A-ball season, which is just 5 months, not 6 like the major league season. He also homered in the Futures game.
I have a teammate that might have set that record. Yeah, 1981, Tommy Dodd, he was like the minor league home run king. Just curious to wonder, but you know, while he's at it, Sully might as well break it.
Kevin McCarthy came on and bailed out the Royals in the bottom of the 6th inning, getting Giancarlo Stanton with the bases loaded to line out to right.
Russell Branyan holds that record in the Sally League.
That doesn't surprise me. There's Aaron Judge out with the fractured wrist.
No cast.
Didi Gregorius takes low, ball 1. He is 0 for 3 today. Royals had a 6-0 lead at the end of 4.5 innings. The Yankees scored 2 in the bottom of the 5th, 2 in the bottom of the 6th. Changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike on Gregorius. You and I have discussed, and we've also discussed with Ned Yost, that on a team with a record like the Royals, there are opportunities. Fouled back by Gregorius. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Opportunities to impress the coaching staff. Opportunities to elevate your status inside the organization. That's Andres Machado, who is called up for this doubleheader, warming up out in the bullpen. And you and I both feel like Kevin McCarthy is taking advantage of that and taking his game to the next level. Crack bat and a bloop into center field, and Gregorius is on to begin the bottom of the 7th inning. And I was discussing that with Drew Butera, and I said, you know, that's the perception, am I right? And he said yes. And the difference is not his stuff, it's his confidence. He just sees a more confident pitcher on the mound. And as he put it, the difference between a pitcher wondering if they can pitch in the big leagues and knowing they can pitch in the big leagues.
Yep, he's right. But McCarthy, his mentality is he's bulldog. He's tough. He's a competitor. I remember talking about that last year when he first got here. And the importance of that is so important. Mound presence, you know, intestinal fortitude, whatever you want to call it. He's got it. He's a big-time competitor. But, you know, just there's 35 hits now in 43 innings. Whenever you have hits under innings pitched, that's good up here.
Right field. Bonifacio is back, and that's off the wall. Here's Gregorius coming around third. The throw is late. Now a play at third. And Torres is out. So it's a 1-run game. But Torres just took himself out of scoring position.
Bonifacio, a nice route to the ball, but he ran out of room. Tried to, you know, turn around at the last minute. That's a do or die play, really. Good pitch there. 93 down. He made him lift it. He thought it was out of the park, but it wasn't. Hit the middle of the wall. Almost bounced right to him, but just the fact that it rolled around gave enough time for Didi to score. Salvi taking the out in front of him. Escobar, good job of keeping the tag on him.
So Torres gets a double and RBI, and he's out 9-4-2-5. Bonifacio to Merrifield to Perez to Escobar, who's at third base today. And a 6-0 game has become a 6-5 game. Left field deep, and Alex has room on the track. He thought he was a little closer to the wall than he was, so Greg Bird is out number 2.
Folks, enjoy a double play of savings with the new Summer Fun Pack from the Royals and the Worlds of Fun. Pick any Royals game and also get a Worlds of Fun ticket, all at a discount. To learn more, visit royals.com/summerfun. Well, what a big difference. I want to thank Torres for for going, because if he was, the tying run would have been in scoring position, would have been a lot tougher on McCarthy. But now he's got 2 outs, chance to get out of the inning.
And he could be at third base right now with 1 out. Neil Walker takes a strike. He has 2 hits and an RBI. The Royals scored the first 6. The Yankees have scored the last 5. And Neil Walker has a 3-hit game. He was hitting .219 going into that at bat. But over his last 12 games, he has 15 hits in his last 34 at bats. So that is much more than a .219 hitter at the plate. And we go back to that Torres play again. If he doesn't go for third, in theory, and it's a pretty strong theory, the Yankees have just tied the game. So Machado was warming up, and now Tim Hill loosens up.
Let's take a look at the play one more time. Bonifacio gets it in quickly, but the throw by Merrifield's not in time. But Salvi heads up and alertly takes the out in front of him. Escobar with a good tag. As Torres tried to slide around it. Thank you for being over aggressive there, says McCarthy, who's going to get another chance to get it out of this inning here.
Slider for a strike to Romine, who is 0 for 2. He was hit by a pitch back in the second inning. And a bloop into right field, and that'll get Walker to third. So the Yankees are getting a lot of hits today. They have 13, only one of which is a home run. In fact, that home run is just one of 2 extra base hits all day. But they have runners at first and third with 2 down, and a left-hand batter's coming up, Tyler Wade, and Ned Yost is going to go out and bring in Tim Hill. So a broken bat single, a double off the wall, and with 2 outs, 2 more base hits leading up to another pitching change.
Delivers an all-new franchise mode and much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone.
So the Royals make a move. They bring in Tim Hill, where the left-hand batter is scheduled to hit, Tyler Wade. But the Yankees also make a move, and they pull rookie Miguel Andujar, who's having an excellent year off the bench, and he comes on with runners at first and third and 2 down.
Yep, sinker, slider, change up. That's the way to get strike 1 in there. Keep him down on the ground, make him earn it. Andujar, excellent hitter, sprays the ball around, but he's got some pop. He's 1 for 2 as a pinch hitter this year for Boone.
No balls, 2 strikes. We just showed you he's had a good year overall, but he's been great since the All-Star break. He was 1 for 3 coming on for Aaron Judge in the 4th inning on Thursday, but hitting .500 in his last 24 at bats. Tim Hill's got him down in the count 0-2.
Changeup might be a pitch he stays away from. He threw him one. He almost sped his bat up. Keep it down and inside. There you go. Get in there on it. That's a good pitch. 0-2. Now it opens up, loosens him up a little bit, and opens up the out part of the plate. McCarthy didn't have a lot of luck. Not a lot of hard hit balls off him except one. Pretty consistent. Trying to get out of the inning here. Make a pitch.
Swing and a miss. Andujar did not react right away, so Salvador Perez has time. The crowd reacts because they thought Walker scored before the out was made, but it doesn't matter.
Way to bounce, Salvi. Look at him. Big smile on his face. He says, I saved you that time.
Duda, 48 degrees with that launch angle.
Yeah, that was a high sky shot, but certainly hope it stands.
And that home run gave the Royals a 6-0 lead at the end of 4.5, but the Yankees have scored the last 5 runs. Brad Keller gave up 4 and 5 2/3. Rosel Herrera has his first major league 2-double game, and Luis Severino, who was the best pitcher at home in the major leagues before today, gives up 6 runs. David Robertson will get the top of the 8th inning. The Royals saw him for 1 inning on Thursday, pitched a scoreless 7th. Adam Warren did a nice job after coming in for Severino. He faced 8 and retired 8.
Well, you'd hope that the Royals could add on, but it won't be easy now with the Yankee bullpen, one of the best in the business.
Andujar stays in and goes to 3rd. The Yankees shuffle around a few defenders as Andujar batted for Wade in the bottom of the 7th inning. Wade was in left. Robinson shifts from right to left. And Neil Walker, who was at 3rd, is in right.
Tough is Robertson, 33 in his 10th year 87 to 94 with a fastball curve over the top changeup.
One and two on Duda. Two balls, two strikes. Bonifacio's on deck, and then Gordon. Got the call, and a couple of borderline pitches went Robertson's way, and Duda has a few words for Chad Whitson before heading back to the dugout.
Getting a little bit late here, and that ball's off the plate, and it's getting late, and there's 2 games, you know, a night game to follow. Better be hacking if you got 2 strikes. That was definitely not a strike, but umpires want to get off their feet. Robertson knows how to strike batters out.
One and one on Bonifacio. He's 0 for 3 today.
He's the only pitcher in baseball history to record at least 10 strikeouts, 9 innings pitched in each of his first 10 seasons in the majors. That's pretty impressive.
Two and one.
The previous record was held by 4 others: Dick Raditz, Troy Percival, Mark Pryor, and Takashi Saito.
Three and one.
But to add Britton, the left-hander, to an already dominant bullpen like this, if the Yankees get a lead in any games here down the rest of the stretch, it'll be tough. But there's a walk.
Puts a man on for Alex Gordon. Don't forget about Family Fun Day Sundays at Kauffman Stadium, presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors. Pre-game activities for the whole family include face painters, games in the outfield experience, and pregame player autographs with signature Sundays. After the game, kids 14 and under can round the bases in the Kansas City Zoo Fun Run. Royals.com/Sunday. Alex goes the other way. He's had 3 good swings. Bonifacio will stop at second base. So Alex is 2 out of 4, and one of his outs was a line out to right.
Ah, look at that. Short and compact. Alex looks like he's in a groove now. Hopefully he can stay locked in for a week or so.
Two on for Goodwin. 0 for 3, including a line out to right field against Severino.
I just saw home plate umpire Chad Whitson turn around and put 3 fingers up. And what that was he was telling you how many mound visits. Have we had a game this year that the mound visits were breached?
I would imagine if they're serious about that rule, that will be changed this offseason because of what you just said. I don't remember that being an issue one time. MVR, mound visits remaining.
They thought that was going to speed the game up.
Well, remember with replay, they started with 2 challenges. And then they realize that you're not really penalizing a team if they lose one challenge because you've got another one. So now it's one challenge. Two balls, one strike. If Major League Baseball still believes that reducing the number of mound visits is going to speed up the game, then I wouldn't be surprised if they cut it down to 4. I mean, I don't even know how many times have we gotten within 2.
None.
3 balls, 1 strike on Goodwin.
Now checking out Robertson, talking about how good he's been, being the only pitcher that can strike batters out in 10 seasons, 10 strikeouts for 9, is he's aiming the ball now. I can just tell by that last one. He's trying to aim it in there. When that happens, you could be in trouble.
Hit well to right field. Brian Goodwin has his first home run as a Royal. And you're right, being in trouble. And maybe Goodwin picked up on that because Robertson laid one in there, and that wasn't a cheapie at all. That was into the second deck, and the Royals have a 4-run lead.
Good for him. Look at the high fives given with passion right there. Nice stroke and timely. You can't have a big enough lead here against this ballpark, but if I can read the body language from Robertson, certainly Goodwin could too. That was a cookie. Nice high finish with his stroke. Oh man, was that tanked. The exit velo was high and far, and 416 feet, well over the 314 right field sign down the line.
That's
nice.
A huge lift for the Royals.
Oh, awesome.
They had a 6-0 lead, turned into 6-5, and now a 4-run lead with 6 outs to go on defense. And now Escobar lifts it to center field. Hicks waits and grabs it with 2 hands. Eski's 0 for 4 today. Well, the first thing that comes up with Goodwin is his speed, then his defense. But you've pointed out that he hit 13 home runs last year.
He's got pop, and you know, that wasn't a full season either, like 300 something ABs. He's got every right to be smiling here. Talking with hitting coach Terry Bradshaw. So nice that Terry Bradshaw is starting to see some fruit from all of his hard labor.
The Royals have scored 9 in a game that was started by Luis Severino, who had the lowest ERA at home in the major leagues. He gave up 6, and now the Royals have 3 against Robertson in the 8th. Pounded foul by Mondesi, 0-2, and he's chipped in today. He has 2 hits and 2 runs scored, extending his new career best hitting streak to 7 games. Down on strikes, so 3 runs for the Royals on Brian Goodwin's first in a KC uniform. brought to you by Ford. Going further so you can. What a game. The Royals had a 6-0 lead. The Yankees made it 6-5, and Brian Goodwin just picked a great time for his first home run as a Royal. A 3-run blast against David Robertson. And the Royals are back out to a 4-run lead with 6 outs to go on defense, much to the delight of our Pepsi fans of the game. A lot of Royals fans here today, and they thought it was going to be an easy Royals win, and then we're sweating it out. And now Jason Hamill has some breathing room as he pitches the bottom of the 8th inning. And this is Brett Gardner, Yankees regular left fielder, who started the game on the bench, and he's batting for Shane Robinson.
Still, Hamill doesn't want to show any mercy. Get him done. Get him out as soon as you can. Don't let them have a chance to get back in this and get their crowd in the game.
0-2 on Gardner. He was 1 out of 5 in the game on Thursday. He is hitting .249 for the season, but over his last 11 games, .174. Lays off the slider. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brad Keller went 5 2/3. He was charged with 4. Kevin McCarthy gave up 1 run in 1 inning. Tim Hill got the last out of the 7th. Gardner hits a ground ball out to Witt. 1 away in the bottom of the 8th.
Good job of pressuring Gardner there. Celebrate 50 seasons of Royals baseball at the Royals Charities 5K Retro Run Walk on Saturday, August 18th. Run on the field at the K, plus get a retro t-shirt and a free ticket to a game. Sign up at Royals.com/run. Presented by Fox Sports Kansas City and Price Chopper. Nothing better than hitting a shot like that and then going out with a lead. Beating the Yankees in their house here. It's a good field. Now, it hadn't happened yet so far, but keep your fingers crossed. I don't think the magic is in this park like it was in the other one across the street late in games. Now, they've won a World Series here. Matter of fact, the first year this ballpark was in existence. But it seemed like they had magic in that ballpark. I remember going in there lots of times and with a lead like this, thinking, okay, we're going to get them, and they would come back and they would beat you.
Hamill's doing a good job of jumping ahead. He was ahead of Gardner. Now 0-2 on Hicks. That's a mural out in right center field of the late George Steinbrenner.
Interesting picture of the boss too. He's got that glare on his face. He was pretty firm.
You remember that look?
Oh, for sure. I had played for a lot of different owners, but he was the first owner that and I was his first bonus baby in 1978. He gave me the biggest bonus that he'd ever had. He bought the team in 72 or 73, I believe. So they flew me to New York to meet him. That was quite an experience. And then in the 7 years I was with him, he would come to spring training once every spring. And the organization, the minor leaguers, they knew he was coming 2 weeks before he came. That's how much power this owner had. And everything had to be just right. Pants bloused, helmets all polished. Everything had to be in first class, and they were nervous. And he would sit up in a lawn chair down the line, and he would call me off the field every spring. And he would say, "Rex, how we treating you?" And I said, "Great, Mr. Steinbrenner. I promise you I'm working hard. I didn't realize it's going to take me this long, but just stay with me. I appreciate what you guys are doing for me." And I'd run back in the dugout, and the manager would go, "What did he say? What did Mr. Steinbrenner say? What did he say?" They were all nervous whenever he was
And of course,
around.
you would tell your manager, "He said that you need to play me more often, or you're fired."
No. So I think I've told the story after my...
Here's Stanton.
After my 6th year in A-ball, I wrote him a letter and asked him for a promotion. That's how comfortable I felt with him. Took a little nervy, but the next day after he got the letter, he promoted me over AA right to AAA. So it was a lot of fun.
Oh, and 2 on Stanton, and boy, Hamill's done a really good job of just jumping ahead of the hitters here in the 8th inning. Each hitter at one point was 0-2.
Fastball's up. It's a tick up now that he's not starting. He's got more energy, he's got more strength, and I think more value. Nice.
That was easy. 3 up, 3 down with a couple of strikeouts.
Exactly what he wanted to do. Don't give them any thought of coming back.
And a George Steinbrenner story. Mike Moustakas is on his way to San Francisco to join Milwaukee. The Royals got outfielder Brett Phillips, first out of the Astros organization, and he was their minor league player of the year. Traded to Milwaukee, and last year was their minor league player of the year. He will rejoin the Royals for the second game of the doubleheader tonight. And then a hard-throwing pitcher, Jorge Lopez, out of Puerto Rico, who's been in the Brewers organization for a long time and had a 2.75 ERA this year. Chasen Shreve will get the top of the order in the top of the 9th.
High 80s, low 90s fastball pitcher. Does a good job. Situational type lefty. Fastball, slider. It's a sinker and then a little split finger change-up combination.
Gardner stays in left field. He pinch hit for Robinson in the bottom of the 8th.
Longest tenured Yankee in uniform.
0-2 on Witt. He singled on the first pitch of the game and then stole second base. He was out trying to go to third. The base running error in that first inning, but then he walked and scored in the third. Witt has stolen 3 bases in the first 2 games of the series. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. .387. Only 3 other major leaguers have a higher batting average against left-hand pitchers than Whit Merrifield, with a slugging percentage approaching .600. He chops it up the middle. Gregorius picks it off, and his throw is just in time. 1 away in the top of the 9th.
Ball hopped up right at the last minute to him.
Today's copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Kansas City Royals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Kansas City Royals Baseball Club. Ryan Lefevre, Rex Hudler, along with Joel Goldberg, Jeff Montgomery. Oh, 0-1 on Rosell Herrera. Along with director Steve Kurtenbach, producer Kevin Cedergren. Our associate producers, Sam Abramson, Dave Holtzman, and Casey Carter. Game 1 of a day-night doubleheader, and the Royals lead by 4 in the 9th inning. And Rosell Herrera has played his role. He has 2 doubles today. The first time he has a multi-double game in the major leagues. His first double drove in 2, and then he scored after his second double. Two and 1. Shreve pitched on Thursday night, and he came on with a 7-2 lead, and he was 1 batter away from creating a save situation. 3 balls, 1 strike, but the game ended when Alex Gordon tried to score on a base hit to center field by Whit Merrifield. Otherwise, Aaron Boone would have had to go to his closer after the 9th inning began with the score 7-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
That was Rosie's pitch right there. 3-1, 93 right there on the middle. He had a good rip. Looking for a 3-hit day for him.
And Rosie's on with a 1-out walk. He and Mitch Meyer staring down Mike Jershely as he goes through the signs. Don't forget, this is game 1 of a day-night doubleheader. Heath Fillmyer will pitch game 2. CC Sabathia for New York. Salvador Perez was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, and then he drove in 2 with a single in the 5th. One ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. And with the 2 RBIs today, Salvador Perez has 17 RBIs in his last 14 games.
And his outs he's made have all been barreled. I mean, like line shots. I don't remember seeing a period that he's gone through all year like this. He just wants to stay on it. Look for something.
Two and 2.
Something about performing here, you know, and Salvi, you know, he's obviously used to playing in big games, All-Star, MVP of the World Series. When you come here to New York, you know, all eyes are on you and all over the world, not just here in Kansas City or other places. I mean, So some guys rise to that occasion.
Some guys rise to the occasion. Some guys let the pressure get to them.
Yep.
And some guys have the ability to treat Yankee Stadium like it's no different from the Oakland Coliseum.
That's right. I was talking to Jason Adam, who had a 1-2-3 inning on Thursday. Oh, man.
Another hard hit ball by Salvi.
Why not go?
Herrera is going to run on Hicks, who has a great arm, but the throw is offline, and the Royals have a runner at third with less than 2 outs, and Salvador Perez has a 2-hit game.
He laced it. That ball was just tattered and battered on the line. If he gets that up, that's out of the ballpark. He's sitting on it. Talked about him. That ball's up at 92. And Herrera, we talk about energy givers, guys that give energy. He says he sees the play in front of him. He's going to take third base. He says, all right, throw me out. We got a lead. I'm going to chest you. And then he gets up and he pumps his fist towards his teammates and says, let's go. That's what we talk about. That's energy. That's positive energy.
Two on for Lucas Duda.
Jason Adam came on the other on Thursday, threw 1, 2, 3 outs, and I asked him today, I said, what was it like? He says, every new road ballpark is an experience, but this on Thursday night, it was a sellout here. He goes, that was pretty cool. I'm in the bullpen, I'm standing there, I'm getting loose. Duda hit way up in the air. That's going to get the run home, though.
Hicks has a great arm, so he'll show it off. Nope. I thought he'd give it a shot. And the Royals now have a 5-run lead in the 9th inning. Lucas Duda has driven in 3.
Fantastic. And Rosie running like it's the last time he'll ever score a run. That's what you want. And he said, and Adam said, I looked at the monuments out there, the sellout crowd, and I told myself, it's just another game in another place. Don't worry about it. And he got through it. Look at that. There he is, man. Bringing it home with authority.
Strike one on Bonifacio, and looks like Ned Yost is going to go with a bit of an old school, a bullpen approach here. If his guy in the 8th inning looked good, well, then run him back out there for the 9th. Now, if this was a save situation, he may have gone to Willie Peralta. But in today's more segmented or fragmented style of bullpen, it's 1 inning at a time. Gregorius will go to the bag himself. So the Royals have scored the last 4 runs, and they take a 5-run lead into the bottom of the 9th.
for a win, and we've got plenty to talk about coming up on Boulevard Royals Live. Joel Goldberg, Royals Hall of Famer Jeff Montgomery. The beauty of baseball, Luis Severino had not lost during the day this year, and the Yankees had won his last 14 home starts dating back to last year. He hadn't allowed more than 3 runs in any of those, but today they bash him for 6 runs. And Brian Goodwin playing the role of an insurance man. This game got close after a 6-0 lead, but Goodwin goes deep for the cushion and now trying to win this one. We'll have it all coming up on Boulevard Royals Live.
All right, Joel, and Jason Hamill stays on for the 9th, and he throws a strike to Didi Gregorius. And Hamill in the 8th inning got the Yankees 1-2-3, and at one point each of the 3 Yankee hitters was down 0-2. Lifted to center field. Goodwin fights the sun and then finds it. 1 down in the 9th. So Hamill has thrown 14 pitches, 11 strikes. Which is item number 1. That is box number 1 to be checked off if you're going to be a late inning reliever. Throwing strikes.
Coming into the pen, especially to win. This is nice.
Torres doesn't get cheated, does he?
No, he's an impressive rookie. Tops in a lot of offensive categories, that rookie department.
Escobar plays it on a bounce, and there are 2 down in the 9th. So make it 16 pitches and 13 strikes for Hamill. Upstairs to Greg Bird. He has a 2-hit game and a walk. Two balls, no strikes. The Royals scored the first 6 runs. The Yankees scored the next 5, and now the Royals have scored the last 4. So if you just tuned in and you go, oh, great day for the Royals, 10-5, a laugher,
yeah,
you know, a non-stress game for the Royals. Well, a non-stress game became a very stressful game when the Yankees made it 6-5 in the 7th, but that man right there, Brian Goodwin, hit a 3-run home run in the 8th inning to put the Royals in front by 4, and then the Royals added another run in the 9th. Duda and Goodwin have both driven in 3. Rosel Herrera has driven in 2, and Salvador Perez has driven in 2. And game 1 of the doubleheader goes to the Royals. A big game on offense. 10 runs, 11 hits, 2 home runs. Goodwin's was the biggest, his first as a Royal. Lucas Duda, his home run gave the Royals an early 6-0 lead. And in a game that was started by the guy with the lowest ERA at home in the major leagues,